Hey guys, it's Kevin Sabo, and today I'm going to briefly cover the Ultimate Spider-Man game for the GameCube. I've been playing it for a few hours now, and I think it's a pretty interesting game, so let's talk about it. First things first, the game is based off the Ultimate Spider-Man comic book series, and it shows through these comic book style graphics. You may think that the graphics just suck, or they're not really on par with what the GameCube is capable of, or don't look as good as some other GameCube games, but it's not that. The game graphics are designed to resemble the comic books, and I think that's pretty cool. Spider-Man looks very detailed in this game, even more so than he does in some newer Xbox 360 or PlayStation games, and this isn't to say that in this game Spider-Man looks better than Spider-Man will look in newer, more updated games with more, better updated graphics. But what I'm basically trying to say is Spider-Man looks different and cool in his own way. I happen to think that in most Spider-Man games, they're more concerned with making the villains bigger and badder than Spider-Man, and that's fine, but don't forget to make Spider-Man look equally as cool. In this game, they got that down pretty well, and all the characters look cool, so it's pretty much even. Now, the gameplay doesn't stray too far from other Spider-Man games, but it's different in its own ways. Web swinging through the city is fun as always, but it comes with a few complications, of course. For example, the web swinging is a little sloppy. You have to attach your web to a building in order to swing, which slows you down if you're in a hurry. In other games I've seen, Spider-Man may swing directly from the sky. Now, obviously this isn't realistic, but it gets you around much faster, and the gameplay moves much more smoothly. In this game, you're getting pulled left and right, you're being yanked around in different directions, basically because your web is sticking to different buildings, and overall it's a real pain in the ass. But that's Spider-Man's gameplay for you. Very straightforward and simple. One thing you'll definitely need to know when starting out the game is you cannot just slap up on a wall and start wall crawling. You have to press a button to attach to the wall. This is also something I'm not used to, and going into any new Spider-Man game, I'll always go into it with the mindset as if I were playing a previous Spider-Man game. But you have to get used to the different controls. It's kind of an adjustment for me, but once I got used to it, I could roll with it. You do get to play as Venom as well, which is a lot of fun. The only problem is Venom's health is constantly draining, so in order to get your health back up, you have to eat people. Now, I personally think that's pretty annoying, and overall it's just a dumb idea, and it makes Venom less enjoyable to play as. The game features many of our favorite Marvel heroes like the Human Torch, and even Wolverine makes an appearance, and this is pretty early on in the game that these characters appear, which is great. You race the Human Torch as Spider-Man, which is highly annoying. The Human Torch is such a jerk, he's actually listed as a villain rather than a friend of Spidey's. Then when you play as Venom, you get to fight Wolverine. This is a lot of fun, even though I think Wolverine is a graphical mess. Don't be fooled and think you can simply eat Wolverine like you can eat other people. It's not going to work. You have to endure an insane battle, but luckily your life does not continue to drain during the battle, and if you want to restore your life, you can actually eat a person that's in the surrounding area. Don't expect any checkpoints. No matter how close you get to the end of the mission or boss battle, if you fail, you have to start from the beginning. One thing I hate about the game is all the races you have to complete in order to move forward, or maybe you don't need to complete them, maybe they're optional. It's not really clear, it's actually really confusing, but one thing's for sure, there's a ton of races in the game, and I end up playing through them, and I don't like it one bit. Anyways guys, that's it for me. Just wanted to give you a brief review on the Ultimate Spider-Man game. To sum things up, it's worth checking out if you're a Spider-Man fan and a comic book fan. It's not for everyone, and it's definitely different and also entertaining in some aspects, but annoying in others. Still, you may want to give it a try for yourself and see what you think, because it is kinda cool. If you see it at a used game store for a cheap price, I'd consider checking it out. Well, that's all for now. I'm Kevin Sabo, and stay tuned for more reviews.